something we all need. Gotta have it now if you wanna succeed. Striving, surviving, that's no doubt. Sticking together, we gon' find a way out. To all you young people, give it your all. To all you young people, give it your all. To all you young people, give it your all. To all you young people, give it your all.
Good afternoon, the Back community. Thank you as always for staying involved. Thank you for staying engaged. Today's interviewee is actually going to be our last for Women's History Month. You know, they like to say you save the best for last. So we have Miss Janan Styles of Artsy Heart and Soul, and we're going to be talking about everything beauty, everything hair. And first things first, Janan, I want to say thank you for affording me your time today, and I look forward to diving into your story.
Thank you for having me. I feel honored.
Okay. Well, let me see. Well, first things first, I know, like I said, it's Women's History Month, and I definitely wanted to highlight you for that. And I also wanted to start off our interview. I know it is the holy month of Ramadan, so Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
All right. Well, let me see, man. I know you very well, but some of our audience might not know who you are. So my first official question for you on the Back community today is, Miss Janan, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? What kind of work do you do? Here's your opportunity to tell the Back community more about you.
Okay. Yes, I'm an owner of the Artsy Heart and Soul Modest Hair Studio. I've been open since July 4th, 2020. So I started on my Independence Day. I do natural hair, I do braid, lots of braiding, locks, natural curls, twist outs, washing sets, trims, cuts, color. I do a little weaving, a little crochet, but I try to stick to natural hair, caring for our natural hair so that if you do have a protective style, a weave or something like that, you want to make sure you're taking care of the hair underneath that, your real hair, so that you can have your hair. You know, you want hair on your head. You don't want to lose your hair for not maintaining it while you have the protective styles in. Nice. So yeah, I work hard to maintain my clients' hair.
Nice. I see it. I love watching all the videos. It'd be like, man, and I think the correct terminology might be like bounce, right? I like, man, you can see the bounce in that girl's hair. She'd be like,
oh yeah, yes, that flow, that bounce.
Yeah, man. But let me see. You started in 2020, but you know, I've known you for a very long time, and you've been doing hair for years. Yeah. So that was well before 2020. So what was it about 2020 that encouraged you to go ahead and take the leap of faith and become your own business owner and start Artsy Heart and Soul?
Okay, yep. So I have been doing hair since maybe 12.
You might have did mine. I'm sure you did mine a couple times when I had some hair.
I probably did. I may have. I was doing everyone's hair back in high school. So as a young girl, my mother couldn't do my hair. She couldn't do hair. So my sister and I, we had to go to my grandmother. My grandmother would do our hair. My mother would do the little ponytails, but like the braid style, we had to go to grandma for that. So I think that's what pushed me to work on my dolls. I used to have big, doll babies, Barbies, Cabbage Patch, Kid Sister. I used to braid their hair, and that's how I learned how to braid from my dolls. So maybe around 12, I started doing other people's hair, like my family members, my sister, and other people would see their hair and want their hair done. And it's like, oh, you do hair? And it's like, I'm a little shy and stuff like that. So it took me a while to start doing random people's hair, but I started out with the family and then just kind of started doing everyone's hair. And then one day at my day job, I was in my 20s. I'm like, you know what? I need to go to hair school because I love to do hair. I need to be licensed and do it, the right way, because you learn a lot going to school. You learn how to You learn disinfecting methods that you don't learn on YouTube when you just YouTube something. You learn the scalp, different diseases. You learn how to keep your workstation sanitary, your tools disinfectant. So you learn a lot going to school. So I'm glad I did that. So I had my license since 2008. And since then I've worked in numerous salons, chain salons, Black owned hair salons. So prior to COVID, I was in JCPenney's hair salon. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like that they just throw people on you. Like, I want to be able to pick and choose whose head I touch. So that was a big thing for me. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to resign from this position and just go to my clients' homes and have them come to me. So the ones that are closer to me, they come to my house. The ones that I'm not really close to, I go to you. So once COVID hit, it's like, I'm not going to anyone's house. No one's coming to my house. I have to just stop and kind of, take a step back. So once they were letting salons open back up and stuff like that, I'm like, let me look into this. So I went to the Department of State, looked at all the requirements to open a salon. I got a little stimulus check. So I'm like, instead of buying my bags and my shoes, I'm going to invest in my business. That's going to keep growing. Like, my money is going to keep growing if I open that. The shoes and the bags, that's going to collect dust after a while because it's only but so many times I'm going to wear it. So I'm like, let me just do that. So I called this building. I looked at a few different spots, and this one was more ideal because of the location is a central location. The pricing is awesome. So I just went and bought paint. I went and bought the little tank for the water. I bought everything that I needed for the salon and put my deposit down, and that was it. So July 4th was my opening day because I don't celebrate the 4th of July anymore. I'm just like, that's not my Independence Day. So since I'm going out on my own to be independent in this business, nice. I'm going to make that my Independence Day. So every 4th of July, while the most of the world is celebrating the 4th of July, the Independence Day, I'm going to be celebrating my own independence. So
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And like I said, man, I like that. You decided to gamble on yourself and bet on yourself, right?
Oh, yeah.
And COVID produced so many entrepreneurs in almost every industry and every field. And, with the effects of COVID and how several people were affected and we lost so many people, some people were just like, I'm never going to work for anybody else again. But like I said, I started my business, the Black Community Podcast, also during COVID too. So, nice. But I just always knew that you had a knack for hair, and just like, so I'm glad, one way to look at it is, let me finish that thought. One way to look at it is that there's negative things that happen in the world, but it's our response to them that makes it worse or better. Right. And you took a global pandemic, but also decided to bet on yourself and said, well, you know what? I can curate my own clientele and my own space, and you've been doing that since 2020. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to you, and shout out to the Coliseum. I've always thought the Coliseum was a dope spot. When it first opened, and I'm just gonna say this during our episode too. I really wish the community would support the Coliseum even more, because it's a great location, as you said. And it does give a lot of smaller businesses the opportunity to create and curate an experience that's not just about one spot, but so many other spots that you can go ahead and frequent as well. So shout out to the Coliseum.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, but what was it about hair? Why hair? And did it go back to the fact that you and your sister had to do your own hair? It just ended up out of necessity of doing your own hair. It ended up creating that love. Was that it?
it stemmed from me having to do my own hair. It's like, oh, I could do my own hair. I feel good when my hair is done. So let me make other people feel good. And they do. Once you come in, you look totally different when you come in than when you leave out. So it's like you feel better, you walk better, you move better when you're presentable, when your hair is done. It's like you're a different person. So it stemmed from my childhood.
Okay. And what part of the Capital District did you grow up in?
North Albany.
North Albany?
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we came upstate, we lived in North Albany. I went to Livingston. I went to Albany High, and I'm still here.
Nice.
Still standing.
Still standing. I always like to ask, man, like to pinpoint, especially when I have somebody on that's from the area. What part of the city did you grow up in?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's dope. But you are into hair, beauty, products. How has the experience been as an entrepreneur? Is it something that you recommend? How has your experience been over the last 3 years?
Oh, it's been freeing. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. So I do like the freedom of having my own space. The thing that I do miss is working with other stylists. I do miss that connection, that, oh, I just got a brain fart. Girl, what do I do right now? So when I have those moments, I kind of have to go back into my little cosmetology book, like, all right, let me do this. Or contact one of my friends. She's a hairstylist as well. And she'll get me back on track. And I'll be like, all right, girl, thank you. So I do miss that working with, I do miss working with other stylists.
Okay.
The most. Yeah.
Okay. And what about, I know you said once you got the okay and COVID hit to start working with people, you started your business during the pandemic, right? Yes. And, there were so many people who were already owned and operating in several places throughout the country that were affected, and everyone, who was considered essential, who wasn't, but what was it like starting a business during the middle of COVID, knowing that your business is essential? Essentially, you have to be with someone in order to do it. How did that? What was that dynamic like as you embarked on entrepreneurship?
I was nervous. Nervous that because we didn't know what to expect. No one knew what was going to happen in the world. So it's like, all right, if I die, at least I'll open my salon. And I did this for a little, bit before it's on my bucket list. So I got that put it on the list. So I didn't know what to expect. I was just like, let me do it. I'll do it while I'm nervous and see what happens. So once I started taking clients, we had to wear the mask so that I was comfortable with that. We had to take I had to take everyone's temperature. So that made me feel more comfortable knowing that, all right, these people are not sick. So I'm okay with being in this closed in space doing their hair. It was a 50-50, like it's either going to work out or it's not. So I just went with it and just said, if it's meant to be, it's going to continue. And if it's not, at least I tried it. And who knows, maybe down the line, I'll do it again, but at least I can try it. So I tried it and it's still going.
I like it. And I'm glad you tried it. One, because, there's a couple of different industries. I always say that, you're always going to be needed. We'll always need a hairstylist or a barber. We'll always need a carpenter. We will always need a plumber. I'm
a carpenter right now, by the way. So if you know somebody in the area, let me know.
Listen, it's certain occupations we're always going to need.
Yes.
And then there's so many people who might be in that same occupational space. So, how has it been for you navigating being a hairstylist in an area that might be overly populated with hairstylists? How has that been for you? I know for you, it's you missed the camaraderie working with someone closely, but there's so many different salons,
Oh yeah.
how has that been? Obviously everyone is vying for your own business. So how has the competitive nature of owning your own business infiltrated, or has it been affected by other businesses because it could be oversaturated occupation?
So there are so many salons out here, left and right. There's a few in this building, as a matter of fact. But I feel like once you're content with your work and you know what you bring to the table, people are gonna come to you and they see your work. Most of my clients are they've been my clients, and most of my clients that I gain now, they're from referrals from my existing clients. I work alone, so I don't like to bring just like any stranger straggler in here. But the competitiveness is real. It's real. So when I initially inquired about working in this building, there's another salon in this building, and it was said to me, oh, they have an issue with you coming there because they feel like, they have a salon in there and they don't need another salon, and or you can come rent a booth from that person. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So the owner of the building, he wasn't jacking it. He's like, no, she has her own thing going on. She can open up, and that's that. And the person didn't speak to me for like a long time. Once they realize, oh, this person is not here to steal my clients. It's like it was like a threat. I was like a threat. I feel like maybe the person thought I was gonna come and take I don't want your clients. If I know that someone used to go to you, I'm not even gonna take them as a client because I don't want that conflict. I want to work together with my neighbors. I want us to build together. I don't want to be your competition. I don't want to be a competitor to you. That's not my goal at all. So,
nice.
With that, when you acting like that and not wanting me to come, I would normally refer people. Like if I don't want to take someone, oh, go, such and such, it does the same thing, go over there. But now I'm not going to do that because you already have this thing going on in your mind. So it's like, I don't want to be friendly now. I don't want to be nice. So I'll just keep it, to myself. So I don't like being like that. Now, on the flip side, there's a new girl in the building. She braids and she comes by, she, says hi, which is different. Like a lot of people don't speak. They just walk past and that's it. So she knocked on the door, she asked for a card, and I'm like, okay, gave her a card. She's like, I might call you because I don't always want to do my hair. I just looked at her like, wow, that's the type of person that I am. So we can do each other's hair and we can do more. Like we can combine our businesses and build. It's about community, and people they're not on the same page. So for her to do that, I was like, wow, there's still some good people in the world.
Yeah, I love
that
it.
think like me.
Because I'm glad you said that, because it's one, and I hate to say this, I'm probably gonna get killed for saying it, because a lot of it is location, right? A lot of it is like, in Albany, sometimes it feels heavy, right? It always feels like it's always competition, and it's really not, right? And it's just like, like you just said, like the second woman who came in there, who opened up her own shop, because her energy was good. She came with positivity. She wanted that. It was like, you can embrace it. But so many times people feel like, Janan, hey, you may be taking an opportunity away from me. Right. And it's not like that, because really, if done right, you can get more business through me. I can get more business through you. And it's just, I love that. And sometimes traveling, you see other people working together in the same close proximity without any problem. But it's just like, I do think a lot of it is location, and I'm probably gonna get beat up for that.
It is. I go to different places. I travel to take classes because you have to stay ahead in the beauty industry. So I take classes. I go to Brooklyn, wherever there's a class and I'm available to go, I go. So going into these other places, you see them working together, and I'm like, this is it. Like one day I'm gonna have that where I can have people that I work with and we buy. But here in this area, it's not gonna happen. Everybody majority of the people are just selfish and competitive and feel like you're a threat. And I don't want to work with people like that. So gotta
I
take my
feel you.
shit on the road.
Yeah, and listen, I feel you 100%. But the one thing I do know about you is that you've been consistently a positive force since I've known you. So,
Yes.
you know, it took me a while to learn this too, but we never let negative minds or negative thinking take you out of your own vibe, your own space. And
Right.
all you can continue to do is what you've been doing. Say, I'm gonna bring my energy. Either you can
Right.
match it, you can reciprocate it, or
Right.
you know,
Or
but
go that way.
or go that way, go that way,
Go that
go
way.
that way. You know,
Yeah.
let me see. But being centrally located there in the Coliseum, how has it been? You know, I mean, being a part of the downtown Albany community. You know, you got so many different things that's going on down there that isn't necessarily positive. You know, there's a lot of
Right.
homelessness, a lot of
Oh,
drug
yeah.
activity, a lot of gun activity. You know, how
Yeah.
does that affect a business owner like you working in a spot that was designed to be for the community?
So, how does it affect me? So I see it, well, the mission, is down the street.
Yep.
So a lot of those people, they wander around and I like they're not a threat to me. I feel like unless they're like strung out on some drugs and acting crazy, like they're my people. Like they're
Nice.
all over the world. Like so, they're not a threat to me. It's just like they just need help, and I don't feel like they should be here in this area. There should be a different place for them because they could scare potential clients away. But my clients, they're kind of strong and they're used to stuff like that.
They come in, they come in wherever you are.
They come, yeah, they're ready. So it's a little. Sometimes I'll leave at night and I'll leave with my clients because I don't know what type of person might be in the parking lot. So that's the only thing that I think of. Leaving at night is dangerous because of the area and the people that wander around. And sometimes they may come inside of the Coliseum. Oh, can you let me use the bathroom? I keep this door shut. I don't leave it open because they come in and they want money, they want whatever.
Okay.
So I I don't feel like they're that much of a threat. So if there's an incident going on outside, we have had situations where the cops were called. The cops don't come. This is the area where it's like some red flag to not go in that area, but the cops don't come. We had a meeting downtown with the chief of police that went left. He's just like, oh, we're trying to save lives out here. You want us to come over there? It was kind of like that effect. So we have to protect ourselves around here. We can't even call the cops. So most of the people in the building are friendly, and there's a barbershop in the building. So the older men back there, they'll make sure, you're right, you're good. So we kind of try to watch out for one another. So yeah, it's not as bad as it looks.
Okay, well that and to your point, I think that the response that's been given to that area, to the Coliseum, that's horrible because one, I say safety is priority number one. One thing I don't play with is my safety. Don't you listen?
Right.
I don't play with my safety. I don't play with nobody else's safety. And it's not even a joking matter, right? But you would think that part of revitalizing Albany in the Capital District area is providing safe places to business owners, to taxpayers, right? To realizing that, the safer the community is, the more people are going to be willing to come and do business with. So you would want a better response than that. And, I do hear mixed reviews as it pertains to that. So I definitely hope, that something can be done for that because it's in the community. And like you said, some of it's normal. So some of the interactions that we're going to get are going to be normal, but you want a healthy response. If I do have to reach out to APD or whoever it is, hey, I'm not trying to get nobody else in trouble. I don't want nobody else hurt, but I do want to be safe as a business owner as well. Exactly. I got a family to make it home to too, right? So
exactly, yeah.
Yep. Well, let me see, man. one of the things I love about this podcast is that, you know, I try to highlight and get the people to get to know you in ways that they may not normally get a chance to see. So one of my favorite questions is taking you on a journey and just thinking about the younger version of Janan, right? So thinking about your younger self, what is something that you wish someone would have told the younger version of Janan? Yeah. I mean, you got all this experience now, and you know, that's one of the beauties of living long enough and maturing. And then you can go back and retroactively say, like, damn, I wish someone would have, or I wish I would have figured this out. So what would it be for you? What would you tell a younger version of Janan?
Do it scared. Whatever it is that you want to do, just do it. My issue was I thought too much into it, and that stopped me from doing a lot of things because I would put too much thought in it and then talk myself out of it. So now I just do it. That's it. Because either it's gonna make me progress, or it's just I have to go another route. So I would say just do it scared. Do it. Just do it. You're nervous? Do it. You got doubts? Do it. And then I'll see once I get to the next level, like, oh, wow, it wasn't even that bad. So my younger self, I feel like that's what I would have loved to hear from myself and other people. Like, just do it, girl. Just go. Just go to college. You so many things I think about now, like, I should have just gone. Like, what was I scared of, you know? So that was it. Just do it scared. Yeah.
I like it. And let me see. I'm about to hit you with my rapid fire question. This one here is totally not related to your career, but it's going to let us know more about you. I'm going to ask you some random questions from music to food to all types of things. So, who is your greatest artist of all time?
Michael Jackson.
Is that why you got the hat on tonight?
No. No, he's just like, Michael was just so dope, from his performances, his voice, his outfits, of course. He was dope. Like, even to this day, like, we can listen to Michael and just, it'll take us to a place where it's like, we're happy, you know? Michael, he's my number one.
Man in the Mirror will make me cry.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Man in the Mirror be like, man, this guy was good.
Deep, yeah, he got deep with it. You know,
yeah. And my nephews, when they were small, were big, like, Michael Jackson's diehard fans, and I'd be like, "How'd you guys fall in love with Mike?" But you know, everywhere we got in that car, Uncle Ty, can you put on Michael Jackson? Yep, come on.
Exactly. See, they know.
Okay, all right. You can't go wrong with the greatest, the king of pop. You can't go wrong. Let me see. Who is your greatest athlete of all time?
Athlete. Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
He was the GOAT.
Can't go wrong with that either. Okay. Let me see. Favorite meal. What's your go-to? Like, if you having a bad day, I'm a foodie, so food will always make me feel better. I ain't gonna lie. So this is why I asked this question. What's your go-to meal?
I would say seafood. So salmon. I love salmon. I could eat it every day. I could eat it in a salad.
Every day?
I could eat salmon.
I got to deal with that at home. My wife do that same thing. She's like, listen, you want salmon again? Be like, no, I just had salmon today.
Somebody to death. Like, salmon with salad, whatever, rice, mashed potatoes, baked macaroni and cheese, salmon. So I don't do it I don't do it every night, but I could eat that every night. So yeah, seafood. I like lobster, but I don't cook that often, but seafood is my go-to.
Okay.
Fried lobster is, oh my goodness.
I've never had fried lobster. You recommend it?
You have to try it.
I don't think I have. I don't think I've had fried lobster. I might have, but I can't remember it. But do you recommend it?
I do recommend it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Your greatest sneaker of all time, greatest shoe.
Favorite sneaker. So Nike 95s. Those are like
Air Max?
Air Max
I
95.
knew you were gonna say Air Max. I'm sitting here in my mind, I'm like, watch she say something like the Air Max or something
I am
like
so mad that I didn't keep my Air Maxes from back in the day, because now the prices, I'm like, I'm not buying those. I'm very, very frugal. I'm not spending my money for that.
Okay.
They still look nice, but I'm not gonna buy them. Not when I know that I used to buy them for like $90.
Not today's price. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you said that too, though. Being frugal, you know, there are a couple topics, and I always bring this up on a podcast too, like therapy and financial literacy that people didn't always really talk about. We didn't talk about credit. We didn't talk about finances. How has, because if being a frugal person, that just means that, I'm budgeting, I'm considerate, how important do you think financial literacy is? And, or do you think that do you think having more money is more important than financial literacy?
Financial literacy is more important, because when you know what to do with the finances, then you're not going to just do anything with it. So I feel like that's something that should be implemented in school, the school system. We need to teach our children, which I go over it with my daughter all the time, but I'm like, the school should be teaching them this. In business classes, why are they not teaching them this? So it's very important.
Yeah, I think there's only maybe 13 out of all of the states, maybe even less than that actually teach financial literacy as part of the classroom curriculum. But
there are. I didn't know that.
Yep. There are a limited amount of states. I don't know it offhand, so don't hold me to that. But I do know there's a small amount that actually do teach and have financial literacy still part of the curriculum.
Nice. We wouldn't be in such a bad financial crisis if we had more education on finances.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And one, I'm just happy that we have spaces to have the conversations now, like, among our friends, we can talk about like, man, I got my credit score here. I want my credit score to be here, or, nuh-uh, I'm not spending that on this. Like you said, you took your stimulus money.
Sure did.
And invested it in yourself. Said, nah, I'm not going to Cabo. I'm not going to Aruba.
Nope.
I'm about to go ahead
and go there, but
I'm about to invest in myself.
That's
and like sometimes it feels like we got to go through experiences in life to learn how to behave in life. But I think the more we educate ourselves, we can educate those that are coming behind us and maybe shorten up their path. Because if I had learned how to budget a long time ago, man, I would have been in a great space. It's like, but we didn't know how to budget.
No, we didn't care about that. It's like, no, we'll get it again. Just blow the money here, there. No, I'm like way different. That's another thing that I learned a lot about. Like, just why are you wasting your money? You could do so much more with it, and you can go farther if you just do this or do that. So,
facts. I remember when I first looked at a budget sheet, right? I'm just like, I did the numbers, and I'm just like, I'm broke, right? And I said, listen, let me do this again.
Right.
I'm broke. And I'm just like, but it was years later when I learned how to budget, I was just putting in numbers again. I was like, man, I wish I had this skill back then, because I'm just like, I was telling somebody, I said, man, when I came out of school, I think I was making $27,000 at the time or something like that. And it was just like, but I'm living like I'm making $90,000.
Right.
Like,
so it's a little backwards, but we're getting it. We're getting there.
Yep. All right, let me see, man. Success. Everybody has their own definition of success. How would you define success? What does success look like for you?
For me, it's setting a goal and smashing the goal, accomplishing the goal, or like going above and beyond. Like I set a goal to open a salon. I did it, and now I want to grow from that and do more. So I've succeeded in this, and I want to go further. So now it's like I'm pushing myself to do a little more, So success is going to be a little different once I do a little more. So it's just setting a goal and accomplishing it. That's what success is for me.
I like it. I like it. To your point, for me at least, success is also being about, like they say, it's really easy to create success for ourselves. It's hard to create success in other people, right? Yes. So that's always a challenge. But one of the things I liked in researching you and your business was that, indirectly, you automatically bake and a part for the community. A lot of people don't know that part of your pricing already goes to give to community efforts. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. So my price list right here, no one ever looks at it. They just come in. How much is this? How much is that? They'll text me. It's like, it's right there. But so my prices reflect charities. So so each service that I offer is a discounted rate. I don't want to not rob, but I don't have to overcharge people to make it. I can still make money to cover the business, have a little extra, and I'm good. I don't have to go. I could, but I don't have to do that. I have enough clientele to where it's like, all right, I'm good if I set my prices at this level. I hear ridiculous prices out there where I'm like, they have to do that because of their situation, or because they can do it, they do it. But I don't do that. I just found a way to give back to the community, to my clients, by discounting my prices.
Nice.
And still making
enough to keep everything afloat. Yeah. Because you got to do that too, though, because one, I have learned that our people are the only group of people that wants everything for free or at a discount.
Right? Even my discounted prices, people like go back and forth with me about it. I'm like, this is already pretty low. I'm not going lower than this. Or you can go somewhere else and pay way more than this. Like, I'm not doing it. But they'll go and buy a pair of sneakers that's $200, but you can't come and pay me full price for what I'm asking you. No, we're not doing that.
Oh, they paying way more than that. They paying for belts. They paying for belts to keep the pants below the waist. They're paying for bags, for trips, for guns, for drugs at a way higher rate.
You want to come in here and penny pinch, and it's like, no, this is my time. I could be doing something else with my life. I don't have to come in here and do your hair. I could do something else, or get someone else who appreciates my time. So that, I don't tell them that, like, my price is already discounted. Like, I don't have to say that, because they should know, but I guess they don't.
Well, my advice to anybody, go ahead.
And in giving back the way I do, I don't want to forget this. Things come to me, like, you give away things, it comes back. So I don't know if you can see it, but I want to show you.
Okay.
My little station. You see the station?
Yes.
It's the chairs. This guy, yes. I don't even know him. I don't even know who the guy is. But really close friend of mine, she's like an older sister. She hit me up. She's like, listen, I have a friend. He's giving out 2 salon stations and some chairs. She's like, I really want you to have it. I'm like, I don't really need it. So I thought the salon was good. I had 2 mirrors on the wall. I thought it was good until the stuff came in here, and I was like, wow, this is what it's been missing. But a complete stranger just gave me these pieces, and it's like, this stuff is worth a lot of money. So
and it looks amazing. I was looking at your setup from the jump. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, she fancy over there, huh?
Yeah. Listen, it's thanks to the guy who gave it out. I appreciated it, and I cleaned it down and made it my own. So when you give, you get it right back. So it doesn't really make sense to hold on and be tight, and it doesn't make sense to do that, because you're gonna get it back if your intentions are good. My intentions are always good, so it's like I'm good. God got me. I'm good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And yeah, it's really amazing, like, when you understand that aspect of a lot of that goes back to our earlier conversation, where it was just like, people think that you're in competition all of the time, but really you're not. And it's just like, I can give already under the pretense that, you know, it's going to be returned back to me, and it always works out that way. So, and it's just like, oh, okay. But some people don't operate that way, and it's like a scarcity mentality. It's like, I want to hoard it, I want to keep it for myself. I don't want to help you, even if I have the connection that could change everything for you. Like, no, I'm gonna keep it to myself because I don't want Janan to be better than me. You're like,
right. It's not even that kind of party. Like, no, we can work together. Let's do this together. What's wrong with that? Hopefully, our people will get it.
Yeah. And I think that we do it. I think we do it on a smaller level now, right? And that's the way I operate in my own life, right? I live by a philosophy: audit your circle, right? It's just like, I don't want any and everybody in my circle, right? I want people in my circle who believe and behave the way that I do, that believe in reciprocity. It's not just about me. It's not just about them. It's about us. Right. And, you know, so we have to do a better job of auditing our circle to make sure that we keep the energy around us reciprocal.
Like-minded.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let me see, man. I got about 2 more questions for you. I'm gonna let you go. I know you're a busy woman. Thinking about where you are right now in life. What about your life's path are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of what am I most proud of? Well, you know, I'm Muslim, so I'm most proud that I stuck to my religion. You know, so I don't have a lot of Muslim friends in this area. All my friends are non-Muslim, you know, Christian. We're all brothers and sisters, but having friends that have the same faith as you, that's important. I didn't have that. So for me, just staying on a straight path as far as like not going crazy in the world and just maintaining my own self, my modesty. You know, I'm not out there throwing my behind out in the air and the cameras. I'm not doing all of that. So I'm proud that I kept that. You know, I kept the modesty, the modest part of myself.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. And what you just said was huge, yo. So not to overlook it. Like I had 2 friends who actually live. I have a few friends, but these 2 friends in particular, they were living in New York, in New York City. And now they live over in Dubai, right?
Nice.
And they're both Muslim, right? And they have kids. And one of the things that they said was that, you know, Ty, for us, it's just so great that our kids are no longer the minority, right? It's not like people are asking, or why you do this, or, you know, why don't you do this? And it's just like, no, they're in a place where it's welcomed. Our lifestyle is the norm, you know.
It's
so
the norm.
it's important.
That's beautiful. So yeah, a lot of people in this area didn't even know what a Muslim was. Like it was like, what's that? You're what? You sure you're not a 5%er? I don't even know what 5%er is. Like, I'm like, what is that? So like, it's important to have people around you, especially for children. Like growing up, it's important to keep friends that have the same beliefs as you. Otherwise, you can go astray. You can go way off the path, and it's like, whoa, you went way off further than the other people that influenced you to do that. Like, I didn't do that. You know, I do have friends in other areas that are Muslim and we connect, you know, but I would say that's important. If you can stick to it, you know, if you want to make a move for your children, make sure you have that religious background that you follow so that they can grow up in that way that you want them to grow up, basically.
Nice. Yeah, it is huge, man. You know, and support is huge. So I was saying to you off air before we started, it was just like, you know, I got a chance to fast for the entire month of Ramadan, maybe 2 or 3 times, you know, but my first time was when I lived over in Morocco. And I realized that it wasn't even just about just not eating, right? In my mind, all I had heard was, oh, you know, you can't eat. but
Right.
it was about being purifying your mind, your thoughts,
Yeah.
not having sexual thoughts,
Yes.
being in agreement with your
Yeah.
brothers and sisters and sharing in that same a vision or pain through hunger,
Yes.
and understanding. So it was way deeper, and the discipline that came as a result of it was huge. And that experience really just helped me to realize, one, because I didn't even realize there was a difference between Orthodox Islam and the Nation of Islam,
Oh
and,
yeah.
until I went to Morocco. I was just like, all I
Yeah.
was used to was NOI. So it was
Yes.
like, yeah. So it's a huge learning experience for all of us. And if I could push anything on anybody, is just be more open-minded
Yeah.
to learn, because we have so much diversity in the Capital District area.
Oh yeah.
We really do, but a lot of times we stay ignorant just because someone has a different belief or
Yeah.
practices, as opposed to opening up ourselves to be more tolerant. And
Definitely.
that's one of the things I always loved about Islam, the practice
Yes.
of tolerance. And most
Yeah.
people don't even understand that, but
At
yeah.
all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, let me see. Here's my final question for you today. I always like to know what motivates you. So, it's very important to stay positive. And like I said, since I've known you, you've been consistently positive. How do you do it? What kind of things do you read, especially in today's day and age? Are you listening to podcasts? Where do you go to for your inspiration? How does Janan Style stay positive?
Honestly, my mom
Mm,
keeps me grounded. My mother, my father as well. Like if I feel like I'm going a little, crazy, I'll call one of my parents and be like, this is what's going on. And they talk to me. They have lots of knowledge. They've been here way before me. And my mother will tell me, oh, go read this verse in the Quran. Or she'll send it to me and I'll read it. And I'll be like, you know what? That came right on time. I'll go make my salat and I'll feel like way better. So I would say God and my parents, like they keep me grounded.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
And waking up every day. It's like I'm up, I'm alive. There's no reason to really be upset or to, be ungrateful, because when people are upset, I feel like you're just ungrateful. God could have taken your life away, but you're alive. So do something with the time that you have. So yeah, I just keep that in mind as well.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Miss Janan Styles of
Yes.
Artsy Heart and Soul, how do people find you if they're looking for you to become a new client? Because they're gonna come by and your door is gonna be locked, so they can't get in. So how do they find you? Is there any social media, any website we can send them to? How do we find you on social media?
So I do have an Instagram account. It's Artsy. I think it's artsy.heartandsoul. And my phone number 347-773-2127. Just shoot me a text. Let me know who you are, how you heard about me, and then we'll connect. We'll build from there.
Okay. All right. Well, you have it. First, the Black community, Miss Janan Styles of Artsy Heart and Soul. Thank you for being my final interviewee for Women's History Month. Like I said, in March, I make it a point to make sure I have exclusively only women, because I do understand the importance of women in today's society, and we need to highlight what it is that you're doing. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for already giving baked in discounted prices for community reasons and purposes. And congratulations to you betting on yourself, because women entrepreneurs are the leading group of entrepreneurs. And so congratulations to you, and I wish you continued success. Thank you for being on the Black community.
For having me, and I love everything that you're doing as well. Keep going and keep inspiring. And I have to read your book. Don't get me, but
you didn't read it yet. When it's time, it'll be the perfect time for it. So hopefully you do find some time and some space for it. I've heard nothing but I've gotten nothing but good reviews from it, from penitentiary systems
I know that's right.
on down, and from people, white, black, other.
Yeah.
So, well, when time allows itself, I hope you do get a chance to dive in that thing and let me know what you think
I
about it.
will, and I'll be sure to send you a review.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right.
listen, man, you have a great rest of the day, and talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Later. Bye-bye.
Later.
Keep climbing up the ladder. Black lives matter. They matter. Matter. So all you young people, give it all. 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 Matter, matter. Black lives matter. They matter, they matter. Black lives matter.